between Larry Brown and Chauncey Billups, and that's not unusual. Billups knew when Brown became the new coach here, he was going to learn a lot from him. Billups told me earlier that they spent a lot of time together, just one-on-one, going through game situations on film, determining when Chauncey should attack, when he should pull back. And Chauncey told me, I've become more cerebral. I've had a lot of opportunities in this league, none as good as this one, with so many options and a great coach.
Well, he's certainly well-traveled, but fits in with this group better than he has anyplace else. Rip Hamilton has 4, Billups has 4, Ben Wallace has 6, Rasheed Wallace 2, and Corliss Williamson 2 off the bench. And this, I think, is the biggest lead the Pistons have had in the series. They're up 9.
Well, they're playing great basketball. They're playing with their great defensive energy, but more importantly, they're pushing the ball up offensively, and they're getting every shot that they want. Right now, the only Pacer who is getting his shot, in my opinion, is Jermaine O'Neal.
The only problem is he's not necessarily hitting them. Wallace, baseline. And now they're on the road. And that's a whole different animal. Anthony Johnson has checked in, so is Fred Jones. As Rick Carlisle's going to try to shake the lineup up a little bit and find a combination that works. Artest really had to fire it because Rasheed Wallace was running out there for a block, and he airmailed one to the backside. Under 2 minutes in the quarter.
Wow.
Rasheed!
No one guarding Rasheed Wallace on the post.
Timeout.
Fred Jones had him low and left him wide open.
Pistons have Okur out there instead of Ben Wallace. Otherwise, it's their starting group. Mehmet working against O'Neal, and he's going to have to force a shot. Almost got it to go. But the rebound is Crozier. Another opportunity to cut it to 5 for Indiana with 7:05 remaining in the half. Johnson, a lot of dribbling, finally gets it to Crozier, and he'll square up and take the same shot, and it's the same result.
Yeah, they like the shot, but it's not going in, and that's the problem. They do like the fact that he creates a matchup advantage.
Here's a lob to Rasheed from Tayshaun Prince, and he couldn't quite handle it. Rasheed making sure everybody's okay where he flew into the good seats.
You can see him open the whole way. I mean, Jermaine O'Neal, you're looking at him, he never looks to see the basketball.
And Rasheed kept right on running, trying to save his own miss. That's why he ended up in the crowd.
Right now, the only guy going for the Pacers offensively is O'Neal. And I think that's where you need to see the Pacers go a little bit more.
Reggie Miller is back in the lineup. He has yet to take a shot tonight. O'Neal, quick move across the lane. Got his own miss and made sure the second time.
See, he looks good. He's getting the ball
with defense and ended with a flourish. 4:06 till halftime. Pistons back in front.
Let's go. We're going to hit some scoring droughts, and when they do, that's when we got to take advantage.
Chip away, baby, one at a time.
Chip away they did. The missed shots by the Pistons, and then Jermaine O'Neal and Al Harrington and company starting to come to life, and we got a ball game.
Yeah, we do, and we have it because they did, number one, they sustained through the home court emotion of the Pistons. Number two, the reason they're running and scoring is because they're getting the Pistons to miss shots. When you miss shots and you get rebounds, you can run and push the ball up the floor. That's what the Pacers are doing now.
For the Pacers, Tinsley, Artest, Reggie Miller, Al Harrington, and Jermaine O'Neal on the floor. The two Wallaces for Detroit, Darvin Ham, Rip Hamilton, and Chauncey Billups for the Pistons. We're under 4 minutes remaining in the first half. O'Neal catches it, but not in the spot he'd like to have it. He'll take the long ball anyway.
Well, Brett, you called it perfect. You know, not in the spot that he likes to have it, and you can see that when he's caught the ball out there, he has struggled a little bit. When he gets to that spot, you know, young players understand it's a foot. It's 2 feet. If you can just get a difference by 1 foot, you're in a better position where you can score.
Billups on a pick and roll, gives it back to Rasheed Wallace. A pull-up jumper and got it. 11 for Rasheed. The only Piston in double figures, and that is the second field goal rather, of the second quarter for Detroit. Harrington will have to give it up. He gets it back from Artest. A fadeaway in the paint. Tough shot and a good one. And Al Harrington has 8 off the Pacers bench. All in this quarter.
He's doing what he did in game 1.
Here's a steal by Artest and a foul on hand.
See, the small lineup right now for the Pacers is causing problems for the Pistons. It's spreading the floor. They're getting one-on-one coverage instead of guys coming in for help. So advantage Pacers right now with this lineup.
Four-point game, under 3 minutes remaining first half. Reggie Miller's been quiet. Here's Harrington working against Ben Wallace. He scored last time he had it. And he scored again.
But again, no help, because every other guy on the Pistons is guarding another guy who can shoot. So they're allowed.
The Los Angeles Clippers. And that means that the #1 pick in the 2004 draft goes to the Orlando Magic. Pat, unbelievable. Congratulations.
Forget Lucky Charms or Good Luck Charms. Just bring Pat Williams to the draft, right? 92 and 93. And again, here in 2004, the Orlando Magic get the top pick. They had the most opportunities, too. It's the second year in a row the team that ended up with the poorest record got the #1 pick. Jay Billis, looking at Orlando's roster, what do you think they should do with the pick?
Well, Mike, I don't think it's even close. I think they take Emeka Okafor of UConn, because Emeka Okafor will anchor your defense. He's a big-time shot blocker and rebounder. Orlando, one of the poorest rebounding and defensive teams in the NBA last year. You can go with the upside of Dwight Howard, 6'11", from Atlanta, but he's going to take some time. I think the question is, beyond Orlando, what do you do with some of those high school kids? Why not a Kirk Snyder out of Nevada, or Devin Harris out of Wisconsin, or Ben Gordon out of UConn? Those are all terrific players that may be overlooked because of the high school potential.
Yeah, the other winner here, the Clippers, moving up to the #2 spot in the draft. Well, at NBA.com, during our coverage of the Nokia NBA Draft Lottery, we asked who would you select with the #1 pick, and about 2 out of 3 said Emeka Okafor. I'm intrigued by #2. Trade the pick. See what Orlando does. In any case, it's Pat Williams' Magic Touch one more time, as Kevin the Magic will select first 4 weeks from tomorrow when we have the draft here.
Bills Detroit at home leads by 6 at the break as we take a look at our Nike first half statistics.
Ouch.
Again, you see the Pacers under 34% of they've been now for 3.5 games, yet they only trail by 6 points. Detroit, Doc, looked like they could take the game over. They had a 13-point lead at the end of one, but they hit an 8-minute and 17-second drought, and the Pistons, or the Pacers bench brought them back in.
Yeah, the bench brought them back in just like in game 1. I never thought I'd say this, but I think we're going to see a scoreless quarter at some point in this series. When you look at the Pacers right now, only 4 guys have scored. Only 4 guys have scored points for the Pacers.
Let's check in with Michelle.
All right, guys. Well, I spoke to Larry Brown coming out of the locker room. He told me we're lucky we got out of that second quarter. We had more turnovers, 10, than we had points, 9. He said, I had to remind my guys, we're wearing the white, they're wearing the yellow, because we seem to be throwing it to the wrong uniforms too much. They got a little impatient offensively. And he said the last 4 minutes he thought they matched Indiana's energy. He still wants to see the ball go inside more, and he wishes Corliss Williamson didn't have 3 fouls.
Artest and O'Neal look a little tired right now, which is kind of strange. They're 24 years old.
You know, I'm watching Rick Carlisle on that last play, and he was applauding. And you know what he's applauding is that Jamal Tinsley pushed the ball up, is trying to get early offense, Brad, and get into the paint. Now, no one else was playing with him at the time.
Well, when he was already at the free throw line, Jermaine O'Neal and Ron Artest were still back here in front of us. So who's he pushing it to? Maybe Reggie, I guess.
Yeah, and himself.
Billups on a pick and roll gives it back to Rasheed Wallace on the baseline. And Foster doing what he does so well is rebound. Rip Hamilton got right in Reggie Miller's grill, or he would have tried a 3 right there. Ben Wallace Almost with a steal. Tinsley gets a wide open three and knocks it down. First three-pointer of the last 21 that the Pacers have taken that's gone through the net. And it came at a good time. Cuts the lead down to 5. Momentarily quiets the Detroit crowd. Phillips the lead for Ben Wallace. Chance to add one.
That's the 4th layup now that Ben Wallace has gotten in this game. And when offense is at a premium, you don't want to give anyone layups. I don't care who it is. You can see they've decided that they're going to help off Ben Wallace, and no one is recovering.
Only 5 points, but he has 7 assists, including that wraparound behind the back. This one he leaves for the trailer. For Darvin Ham, an easy one. He's done it a variety of ways, finds his big man underneath, and he has more assists than the entire Pacer team does. So Chauncey Billups, we talked about it earlier, has to readjust his game a little bit from being a scorer to being a guy to lead the team. Larry Brown has told him that, and he's leading it tonight. He's got 2 more assists than the Pacers do.
Yeah, it's a heck of a dilemma. You know, Larry Brown wants him to kind of do both. He's more of a scoring point guard than a point guard, but he needs him to run the team. The dilemma is when to do which one. And right now, he's doing it at a pretty good rhythm.
Of course, you can do both. The Pistons had one named Isaiah Thomas that could do it pretty well. And Chauncey, right after his mad skills, shows a mad jumper.
But that's great because Larry Brown knows that Chauncey Billups is giving up some of his game. So what does he do? He comes out of a timeout and he calls an offensive play for his point guard.
On our test inside. Muscles in his 3rd field goal. Only 4 Pacers have scored in the ballgame, and one of them's not a starter. It's Al Harrington. That tells you about the futility of the offense so far for them.
Having said that, we're down 6.
That's right. They're right in it. Rip Hamilton threw a triple team, got it to Rasheed Wallace. Nice pass.
That was a great pass because he had nowhere to go.
And the Pacers turn it over. Tayshaun Prince with Reggie Miller on it. Spins to the baseline off the glass.
More emotionally, looking at body language, you just don't like what you see in the Pacers right now.
You're right.
They need someone like an Al Harrington to get them going like he did in the first half.
He tries here on the baseline. Rebound, Tayshaun Prince. Billups. Rasheed outside. Got another one. First it was Tayshaun Prince with a spin off the glass. And then Rasheed Wallace from the outside. He's got 15, and the lead is up to 12. Uniform. Dre Bly, the cornerback out of North Carolina. A little North Carolina love. That's why he's wearing Dre's jersey. Joey Harrington, though, got Roy Williams, the wide receiver out of Texas, after Charles Rogers, the wide receiver out of Michigan State the year before. I said to him at halftime, you got to have time to throw to him, though. He said, I'm here with my center, Dominique Raiola. Give him some love because they always give me time to throw.
I've noticed he's brought him hot dogs, popcorn, and everything else.
Yeah, Dominique's eating good. He's in a Pistons jersey next to Joey over there. Ron Artest lays it in. And there's Dominique. He's on the phone, a big Nebraska kid. He eats a lot, and it's not just hot dogs.
That jersey will never look
Never be the same. Never be the same.
You know, the Pistons have had 2 shots in a row to almost turn this game into a rout and lost the opportunity.
Maybe they just got it right there. Pacers are doing a lot of pacing, not a lot of running.
They really are, Brad.
O'Neal, Reggie for three. Got it. Only a second shot. He hits the three. That cuts it back to single digits.
And that was a huge shot for them. I mean, they are right on the fence right now of getting blown out of this game.
Reggie's first field goal in 38 minutes of action dating back to the third quarter of game 2. And Tinsley, is that going to be his fourth foul? Yep.
You know, first you see the dunk, Brad, right here by Rasheed Wallace. And now, finally, the Pacers get Reggie Miller involved. They get him a wide open look, and he cans it. You know, one shot gets the shooter going.
Saw him go down as Billups ran into his thigh when he let go of that ball. That at least keeps it in a single-digit situation. 3:40 left, third quarter. Hamilton just got the shot away. Harrington pulls down the rebound. And looks like we're going to have fouls both ways here between Corliss Williamson and Ron Artest.
But far more important for Ron Artest, because now that's his fourth foul.
Same with Williamson, but he's not a starter.
He's not a starter, and he's not an all-star.
Right.
You know, so if you're Larry Brown, though you want Williamson to play, I take that trade. The difference is Ron Artest has to sit down. They need his offense. They need him on the floor.
Those two got tangled up trying to battle for the rebound, so they both sit.
You know, if you're Rick Carlisle again, and I keep saying this, the Pacers are not playing very well, but they're only down 9 points. So you're hoping somehow you can get it going.
And Jermaine O'Neal will go to the free throw line in the third quarter. Billups. Hamilton out to Billups. He'll take the three. And Fred Jones all alone for the rebound.
The Pacers have a chance to cut this to 6 points.
And they do. Jermaine O'Neal, 17 points, and it's down to 6.
See, the body language is changing a little bit all of a sudden.
The Pistons that are doing a little bit of standing around, with the exception of Rip Hamilton, who's constant motion. And he scores. Turnaround jumper over Jones.
You know, we talk about his movement without the ball. With the ball, he's one of the better in-between players in this league. And that's why he can always get his shots off, because you can't block an in-between jump shot.
Not many guys can shoot it like he can, that's for sure. Harrington went up with the left hand, and Ben Wallace snatches the rebound. 9th rebound for Wallace. And 3-second technical illegal defense.
Well, we haven't seen that call much.
She's okay with me.
I'm with you there, too.
Chauncey Billups will go to the free throw line.
I tell you, watching Ben Wallace rebound the basketball, Brad. Someday he's going to pop the basketball.
Watch this.
Just watch this smack. I mean, he's just going to pop it one day. Boy, he jumps quick. That's the one trait with all the great rebounders. They're quick jumpers. Well, not Barkley. He was just a big jumper.
Hamilton again with that little mid-range jump shot. Corliss Williamson on the break, missed off the glass. And now Austin Crozier coming back the other way. Bender, pull-up three. Got it.
Game 2 and Game 3, and he really has been a difference maker. We know that he can score. He can get a shot whenever he wants to, but he's not only just scoring in this series, he's getting everyone else involved. He's the one guy on this Piston team that has been breaking the Pacers defense down, getting everyone involved. He has absolutely been the difference maker so far in this series.
And he scored 24 of the 48 fourth quarter points in this series for Detroit. Let's check in with Michelle.
Well, Larry Brown told me earlier, with Rip, it's like coaching Reggie Miller again. Brown coached the Pacers before. Brown said the kid has a will to try to get open. He's not afraid to take big shots. He's relentless in using screens and running people off picks. And that's a lot of the same qualities Reggie had when I coached him. He sees a lot of similarities, guys. And, Doc, I know you do, too.
Yeah, I really do. You know, and I've said the only difference, I think Rip is better with the ball in his hand, and Reggie's a better three-point shooter. You know, the one thing Rip can do that Reggie couldn't is what we just saw. Rip does a great job of getting into the paint and getting everyone else involved as well.
Jermaine O'Neal at the free throw line. Jermaine, who was in a rhythm early in the ball game. And again, for really the second game in a row, Doc, it seemed like they went away from this kid.
Yeah, they really did. And, you know, they went through that one stretch where everyone was struggling. So Rick Carlisle was forced to search for different combinations. And that combination did include O'Neal. When you're struggling like that, you have to go somewhere else.
Jermaine has a quiet 19.
Quiet 19.
And he's only 1 of 3 from the floor in the second half, so he is not getting the touches again in this second half, much like Game 2 when he went 0 for 8 in the second half. We're under 5 minutes. Still a single-digit situation, though. Wallace to the basket.
That ball was sitting there, waiting for someone to pick it up. And it can't be the home team if you're on the road and you're thinking about winning the game. That's what Anthony Johnson's thinking right now. I mean, watch it. The ball is just laying there for someone to get. Those are just huge plays.
And he knocks down the free throw for a three-point play. 15 for Ben Wallace. The lead's back to 12. Jermaine O'Neal, he'll have a chance for a three. He got around a pick. Here's the three. Got it! Tinsley, Reggie Miller. And it's blocked again.
Oh, what a block.
How did Prince get there?
I didn't think it was any way possible for him to get this shot.
Heroes in both games, 1 and 2. Who'll be the hero tonight? This one, at times, looked like it'd be over. It's anything but. 2:51 remaining. Pistons lead by 5. This is almost a high-scoring game in this series. If each team gets 3 more points, we'll have the highest-scoring game we've had through 3 games.
The perseverance, you know, that's what I'm thinking right now. I'm looking at the Pacers, and they've struggled all game. Rick Carlisle has used different lineups. He's gone small. He's gone big. He's gone with his whole bench. And at the end of the day, with 3 minutes left, he's only down 5 points.
The 26 points that the Pacers have right now is their highest-scoring quarter of the series so far. Lob to Wallace. And Austin Crozier will pick up the foul.
That's the 3rd time now in this game out of timeouts. Larry Brown has drawn up a lob play. He's legendary. He's known for lobs and backdoors out of timeouts.
So Rasheed Wallace to the free throw line. 3 for 3 there tonight. He hasn't scored in this quarter. Very even on the free throws. In this quarter alone, the teams have shot 28 and 29 free throws respectively. And he missed them both.
Guys are not very comfortable in this arena anymore.
Now they'll start chanting defense again. Tinsley on a runner off the glass.
Great play out of the timeout. A double pick and roll. They've decided that one pick's not good enough.
I hope you didn't go out for about an hour when it was a 12-point game, because it's down to 3. Or if you have, welcome back. And welcome to the Eastern Conference Finals, where everything's been close, everything's been contested, everything's been a struggle, and now the Pacers almost unbelievably have a chance to cut it to 1 or to tie. They're on an 8-0 run. 2 minutes to play. Crozier going to try to drive on both Wallaces, and he throws it in.
Austin Crozier has had an impact in this game. It's a one-point game, and Rick Carlisle has to be thrilled right now.
1:40 left. A shocked, sellout crowd right now. Seen the Pistons lead dwindle down to 1. Rasheed Wallace on the baseline, and he's got a chance for a three-point play. Austin Crozier's just fouled out, but he did this before he picked up his 6th foul.
Well, you saw why you like Crozier, and you saw why you don't like him, because of his size. He's an undersized 4, so you can use his quickness and his shot. He got to the basket, he got a dunk. But on the other end, because he's undersized, he now has given up a 3-point play opportunity. That's the dilemma when you have a guy like Crozier.
Al Harrington will come in to take his spot. Rasheed Wallace, 14 points in the first 2, 19 tonight. Jamal Tinsley, who had a big basket a minute or so ago. Doc and I just watched him hobbling out from the bench. He's limping noticeably. Rasheed Wallace has 20. Pistons courtesy of Rasheed Wallace's 3-point play are up by 4. Can they hold the lead at home and take over home court advantage with a 2-1 edge in the best of 7? That's what their faithful think they can do. We're about ready to find out.
4-point game, a minute and 32. The Pacers just have to get a good shot here. No need for a 3, no need to rush.
Pacers have hit their last 4 shots to get to that 75-point total. Artest, Tinsley, Harrington, Reggie Miller, and Jermaine O'Neal on the floor. Miller, 3. Didn't get the look he wanted. Ben Wallace has another rebound.
Didn't catch it the way he wanted. You could see that. He was fumbling with the ball when he caught it. Had a time, actually.
Rip Hamilton made a nice run at him, too. The flash in front of him as he tried to let go of it. Tayshaun Prince, and he is fouled before the shot by Reggie Miller. Tayshaun Prince, and he is fouled before the shot by Reggie Miller. Go back to Reggie's shot, Doc.
Yeah, you can see, set it up really nice. Rip Hamilton got picked off, but look at Rip Hamilton. He keeps pursuing, and you can see Reggie didn't turn and catch it the way he wanted to, but I really thought Rip Hamilton's effort bothered Reggie Miller's shot.
Tayshaun Prince knocks down the free throw.
You know, it's almost like Rip Hamilton, even though he got picked off, he kind of knew where Reggie was going.
He said, I'll meet you out there.
Yeah, I'll be there in a little bit.
In and out on the second by Prince. A minute left, 5-point game. Harrington back steps on Rasheed Wallace, and he knocks down a 3. Al Harrington with a huge shot.
And that shot gave him the ability now to just play defense. They don't need to foul here.
Harrington's second 3-pointer of the playoffs couldn't come at a bigger time. Ben Wallace, a follow. Got it. Timeout, Pacers. 8 of his 17 points have come in this 4th quarter. Bad boys, too.
Most have been layups.
Most have been
layups. And, you know, Ben Wallace got that tip in, but that was really caused by the penetration again of Rip Hamilton.
There's the firm of Wallace and Wallace. 37 points and 19 rebounds between Rasheed and Ben.
Pretty dominant.
Not bad.
You know, you look at Jermaine O'Neal, and he has great size, but he needs another guy with the same size to give him some help on the other end.
Pistons have only lost twice this year when holding an opponent under 80 points. The Pacers have 78 and looking for more.
You know, everyone at home, everyone in the arena, everyone right now is saying, where's Reggie? Where's Reggie?
He's standing on the baseline with Rip Hamilton set to try to glue himself to his backside.
I can tell you who would love to get a shot at the three. He might not make it, but I think Artest right now would love to get one crack at a shot.
Crowd deafening right now for their defense. Reggie a tough catch on the inbound. Jermaine O'Neal almost walked with it. Harrington, long shot again. And a foul. Reggie with a catch. Turns. Got Rip Hamilton in the air. Threw it up there. And Rip Hamilton comes out of the pack with it. With 10 seconds left. And the Pistons at home in Game 3. There'll be reason for their fans to rejoice. Jermaine O'Neal. And the Pistons have a 2-1 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Boy, they fought tooth and nail again.